Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of TerraVentures, and after flying around the world, I'm back here at the base ready to do some more work. Now, I had the thought, let's just go into first person, there we go, of that I need to get a bit more of a certain kind of block, which is cyan terracotta, because some of the blocks I want for this build here, especially this bit here and some of the things inside and underground, need cyan terracotta. However, if we just have a look inside our supplies, which is over here, let's just get to it quickly. We have very little cyan well, we have no cyan terracotta, we've got no cyan dye, we've got no green dye, and we do of course have lots of blue dye. So what we need to get ourselves is lots of cactus. And I had the perfect space for it over here somewhere. Let's just go over here. So somewhere over here is probably going to be just about right. You see I have moved this trapdoor from over here, so we've got a little bit more room. So I'm thinking this spot over here. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I want with it. So let us figure that out. Wait a minute. Do you hear that? I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it sounds like trapdoors or something. Let's just quickly... someone's managed to put something in here, and they haven't fully covered it up either. That's annoying and clever. There's one way we can stop this though, I think. If we put a block there, the redstone's going to keep going. Actually, let's just get rid of this thing entirely. But yes, that's just a little bit something that... a little bit annoying, but that shouldn't take too long to clear out. So what I'm going to do is hop into creative mode, or hop into a creative version of the word I should say, and figure out exactly how we're going to build this building, and let us get straight on it after we finish off polishing off this road again. We don't want that there. Anyway, let's do that. Now, I've been doing a little bit of building and a little bit of testing, and I've come up with a couple of designs. Now, I do want a mostly green and grey build to sort of match the rest of the builds I've got around here. So the first one I came up with was this green thing going all the way through, in which you would be able to see the cactus farm operating. However, I didn't quite like the look of it. It does mean a lot of less green stuff than another design I have. So I'm not entirely happy with this one. The second design I have requires lime instead of dark green, or green normally, and so this one you can't actually see what's going on the inside, but it's a little bit more, just a little bit more strong. I haven't yet got this long wall here, so I might have to figure that out as well, but this one I'm thinking looks a little bit better. I'm going to have to see how it looks on a bigger scale, so building a little bit higher and going off from there, and see how that looks. So what I'll do is I'll scrap this design over here, build this up to build it all the way around in a square, and then build one side up and to the top height that I want, and see how that looks. Rightio, so I haven't quite figured out how tall I want it, but I've built this up 7 stories, and I think that's about right, but it is going to really be determined by how I feel like building this. So with this bit, with the design now figured out, I need to start getting myself the lime stuff. So the lime terracotta, what's this? The lime terracotta, the lime stained glass, and of course the grey concrete. If I just look in here, I believe I have quite a bit of the grey concrete. Yes, I do, but obviously I did not have a lot of the lime. Although I do have a lot of lime stained glass, which is good. And of course I don't have a lot of green, so this is going to be quite a bit of work. So I'm going to have to also, once I've built up this, I'm going to have to design how I want the cactus farm to go. So I'm going to be doing that as well. So let's get into create the survival version, the realm, and get this sorted, get this started. Now, back at my base, you may have noticed that in the creative version, I had only one piece of cactus growing. So here I've come to a desert, which is also the mining desert. There's a little bit of stuff over there which I've mined out, and I need to collect a whole stack of cactus, because then it'll be a lot easier for when I set up the cactus farm, which I'm actually thinking of doing early, since I need to get this cactus and smelt it into dye to actually make the building itself. So I may do the inside of the building first, and go from there. So what I'm thinking is setting up a hopper array underneath the farm itself, and those will feed into the first story, or the ground level story, which is where all the collection points are going to be, and on top of the hoppers there'll be the entire farm. So I think that is a pretty reasonable idea, and I just need to obviously get a whole stack of this stuff. So I haven't yet figured out how tall I want the farm to be, but I'm thinking reasonably tall and yet not too tall, because I don't want to have thousands and thousands of cactus, which are going to be useless. And of course, as soon as I venture away from home, there are these phantoms about. Can I hit this guy? Wait, and there we go. That's just a little bit more dangerous. I'm really going to have to sleep. Now, of course, the function that we have to skip to dawn, which is, you may have noticed when I just jump on a bed, doesn't actually reset the player's sleep cycle. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's another one. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure if there's a way to fix it. But if I can get this guy, come on. Yes, I'm wasting my potions of harming, but there we go, nice mid-air shot. Anyway, so I'm not sure about that, but it can obviously just be easily remedied by, well, sleeping properly, or just chopping on the bed to make sure these guys don't spawn. But I'm nearly there with the amount of cactus I want. I want 2 full stacks, so that should be good. Nearly there. So let's just finish up collecting and scamper back to base to finish off to start the farm. Ooh boy, this could be dangerous. This is really, really dangerous. Really, really, really dangerous. Can I start shooting these guys? I may not live to tell the tale. Oh, caught that one, caught that one. This is close. I really need to be hitting them with my sword, because then that way they'll escape. So close, so close, so close. I need to get out of here, get out of here. Where are they? There's one coming. Alright, there's the 2. Do I have time to get my flying trident? No, I don't. This guy better not get me. Oh, I'm getting out of here. Alright, so I've backed myself into a corner so I can see them coming. My biggest fear is drowned with bearing tridents at the moment, because one of those is going to kill me. As soon as I get enough experience, or no, not enough experience, enough health, I am going to get out of here and get into my flying trident. So hopefully that they aren't waiting for me. There's one up there. Hopefully it's still raining. Okay, and I'm out of here. Which way's home? That was too close. No, wait a minute, it's this way. I'm going all over the shop now. Yes, it's positive this way. So this should be enough to get me out of here. And of course it stops raining. But thankfully I've got rockets. So anyway, I'm on my way home after, of course now. And I'm on my way home, and hopefully this shouldn't take too long, and hopefully I've outrun those phantoms. Oh boy, that was close. Anyway, so as you can see, I've got back home for a start, but I've now started laying out the things. Now, what's going to happen here is that this bit's going to be the edge of the thing, then I'm going to have a bit on this side here. So that really limits what I can do on the inside. Alternately, I could just have this here and leave the green, leave this so it can actually be seen on the inside, so we can see on the inside. That might be a little bit better, because I think I'll leave the corners like this because they're the tricky bit, and I'll leave the long edges with just the cyan terracotta, sorry, not the green terracotta on the outside, and that should A, save me some terracotta, and B, mean that I can give just a little bit more room to put this thing in. So what I need to do now, get myself some hoppers, get myself some sand, some fences, some string. Do I have a lot of string? A fair amount, so that should be good. Get myself all those things and get started on building the cactus farm, so I can get myself a lot of cactus and continue building this thing up. Now, the basic premise of this design that I'm going with is that the cactus will sit on the sand as per normal. The fence is there to pop it off. So when the cactus grows, it immediately gets popped off by the fence and goes into the hopper. And then 2 blocks above where this block would be here, there's our next level of cactus. So this slab here, this half slab is 2 blocks above the cactus, as I just said, and when we're ready, we set that one there and repeat the entire process. So it's quite reasonably simple design. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. It's pretty simple, pretty quick to build. Doesn't require too many resources, although it's a little bit painful to build because of all where the slabs go. So what I think I'll do now is I'll just get... Wait a minute, I'm standing on this and not taking damage, is that right? Interesting. Anyway, so what I think I'll do now is put in all the levels of cactus, or at least the very first level of cactus, and go from there. Start putting in all the cactuses and hopefully we should have a really efficient farm soon. I've just realized I've made a bit of a mistake. So you can see the walls here that are going to go up. That means I can't really have a sand here. Well, I can't have a sand here because of the cactus is just going to pop off. Likewise, I can't have one here. So that, the way I've currently designed it, it's only going to fit 9. So I think I might need to redesign this thing, or at least the way the cactus is laid out, so I can get just a little bit more bits in here, and I'm not going to waste a whole lot of stuff for just 9 per level. So what that does mean is getting rid of a whole stack of this stuff and rebuilding. So unfortunately, quite a bit of the work I've just done is now rendered void. I can be a bit of a goose sometimes with this kind of stuff, but it comes of not properly planning, not properly building, which I really need to get better at. So, time to demolish all this stuff and start over. And quite a bit of experimenting later, I've come up with this design here. Now, the beauty of this one is that the cactuses are right next to each other. I may lose some, but I may lose quite a bit as they pop off and immediately go onto each other into the sides of the cactus, which is where they get destroyed. But in general, I think this is pretty good. So, and of course there isn't one here because the glass is going to break it. So what I just need to do now is figure out the fencing array, which I'm trying to think corner. So if I have... No, that's not what I want. I want to put one there. If I then remove that, ouch, then I need to have one here, I think. I'm just going to do a couple of these around and see if I can use a minimum number of fences. So I'm going to need one there. Where's my axe? There it is. Okay. So that one's going to pop. Oh, okay, I need to get out of here. I'm trapped. Why do I always do this to myself? At any rate, I think I've now got my fencing array. That means I use the least number of fences and get the most number of cactuses. There's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fences. If I didn't have these here, it would just be 6. But I think the addition of 2 more fences for 2 more cactuses is worth it, given that this is already a pretty good farm. So what I need to do now is just finish off each layer. So I'm thinking I'm going to build the outside first. No, I really should build the inside first, I reckon, because that's going to be harder. So now the trick is trying to figure out how many layers to do. So that's going to be quite tricky. So what I think I'll do here is I'll just cut here and go from here into the entire building and finish off both the inside and see how we go from there. I've hopped back into the creative version of the world to test a couple of things, and I've noticed that the cactus doesn't tend to actually go down to the shoots. If you're watching it pops off and tends to just go onto the sides, onto the top of the block itself, which is a bit of a problem. If we're coming down here, you can see the same thing, and here the same thing. So let's just pop down into the bottom. You can see there's quite a bit of cactus in those levels, but if we look in here, okay, there's not too many. There's a fair amount in there, but that's not a lot. And even in those 5 seconds we were watching, there wasn't only one popped in. Obviously, I've bumped up the tick rate to get this, so I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I'm going to get this array to make sure that we collect as much of this as possible. Okay, and just testing this layout, you can see that while we do get a little bit of loss here and there, we do get quite a bit of the cactus coming in. This has been going for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds maybe. And let's just have a look in here. And you can see that it's very quickly flowing in. So I think we're going to have to go with this array instead of the original way. So that does mean removing quite a bit of the original of the layout that we had and rebuilding it, unfortunately. Okay, and quite a bit of building later, I've finished off, or what I think I've finished off, the outside of this building. It's now 7 stories tall, so I reckon that's just good enough. So now let's destroy this scaffolding and work on the inside. Now what I had the thought for the inside is to have some jungle slabs, and so this will be the floor obviously, so let's build that up. The other thing I'm thinking of is just having chests at the back where the hopper line will come down and the cactus will flow into. So I'm going to have quite a bit of chests waiting because I don't intend to check this very often. So there'll be lots of overflow for the cactus to come in. So let's just get this building bit done, get the chest all built up and see how it will look. Now one of the problems I have at the moment is that this building is actually not evenly spaced. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I want the building to go, the chest to go. So I really would like single chests here, but unfortunately I can't quite get it. So this chest, the single chest I'm thinking, can just go on the outside here. Then if we build this up, like so, that should give us plenty of room. And of course I'm going to run out of chests because these things take quite a bit of wood. Actually, will I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chests. But while we're working on that, I've got myself a whole stack of hoppers. So let's get the hopper line ready. I've made a mistake here actually. I should remove the top level. Should I? So the hopper will come down there. I need to also come across to here. No, that's right. I do need that chest up here. Then I need the hopper line to come down like this and flow in like that. No, I need it also, yeah, I do need to remove the top level, which makes it just a little bit annoying because the hoppers are going to be visible from up here. So what I can do is get some dark oak slabs or dark oak, whatchamacallit, I can get the dark oak staircases and put it on top to hide that stuff, and therefore I should have enough chests now in order to finish this off. Let's get back there. Another hopper set down here, one here, and that I really do need to get these chests in order first. And instead, actually what I'll do instead is leave this line here, have the line of hoppers going down here. Can I get that one in? Yes. And send this line across here. And are there any in there? Yes, plenty of cactuses, or cacti I should say. And there. So now that should start flowing in. Hopefully it starts filling this far left chest first. Oh no, it's not going to. Because I've forgotten one hopper here. It's a little bit annoying because I can't quite reach it. What happens if I go up another block and go up and quickly put it in? Oh wait, that was weird. Alright, quickly, let's... No, this is going to be hard. I might have to rethink that, but I will get that in, and I will be able to finish this off quickly. And just finishing this off now, and I think that looks pretty good. The lights are there to make it nice and lit. I've had to force this across to there, but hopefully that doesn't matter too much. And if I'm right, the cacti, I should say, are going to filter their way across into all of these chests. I'm not really sure where they'll start, but they should gather across all of them. Anyway, I believe that's all I've got time for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let's just walk forward. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of TerraVentures. If you have, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to keep watching out for the next one. Goodbye.